Welcome to the gardening show. I'm Geri Hoerner, and joining me today is Ginny Vance. She's a fellow member of the Bella Vista Garden Club, and she is also a fellow member of the Benton County Master Gardeners. So today we're going to be talking about roses you don't spray, which is exciting for me. And how you can enjoy these roses in your garden without all the work with the disease and fungus we have here. So we're going to be talking about upcoming events and what to do in your garden in June. And first I want to thank our sponsors, the Bella Vista Garden Club and the Benton County Master Gardeners are sponsoring us. We really appreciate their support, and they really help us a lot. So we appreciate them.
Some of the upcoming events that we want to talk about today is the Bella Vista Garden Club will be having their perennial plant sale coming up this Saturday, June 1st from 8 o'clock till 2 p.m., rain or shine. This will be at the Wastewater Company off of Highway 71 South. This will be open to all who have cash, check, or credit card for payment. And we also will be offering this year houseplants in addition to our perennials, trees, and shrubs. More information about the list of plants can be listed on our website, bellavistagardenclub.com. And also, if you need some more information, you're welcome to come to our Bella Vista Garden Club Facebook page for more information.
The plant list is on the Facebook page too.
Yes, it is.
I think it is. So, okay, well, it's going to be another good sale. We had houseplants last year, I think for the first time.
Yep.
And so this is it's been pretty good with the houseplants. So.
Yep.
Anyway, today we're going to talk about roses. And I used to have a big rose garden, but I got so tired of spraying for black spot and fungus, and I just gave them all up. Now it's a daylily bed. But now we saw a program in Hot Springs with the Arkansas Federation of Garden Clubs, and they talked, this rosarian talked about these new roses. They're not new roses. They're old roses that you don't have to spray, that they're disease resistant. So I'm going to have another rose garden, I think.
I know, and I can maybe get rid of my old knockout roses.
Yeah, I mean, the knockouts are, they're fine, but I think these are superior.
They sure are.
Anyway, it's the Cortus roses. They came from Germany. And these roses, they date back to 1887 when Wilhelm Cortus founded the company. And it was near Hamburg, Germany. And the breeding program is just wonderful. They do at least 7 years of testing on each rose and make sure that it's up to their standards. So then they don't use any pesticides or any fungicides, and just have to feed them, basically. So, and then Jackson Perkins, I think everyone knows about Jackson Perkins nursery, and they have stated that every rosarian dreams of a full garden of, these wonderful roses. And over 125 years, the Cortus have been outstanding. But they also said a lot of the complaints they have is that the new roses don't have a scent. They don't smell like a rose anymore because they have just been breeded for other things. And so the Parfuma collection from Cortus is now really concentrating on the scent. And when you walk in a rose garden and smell those roses, it's just wonderful.
Yep.
So anyway, but too often they've eliminated the scent. So now the Parfuma roses have been bred to have that scent brought back. So that's exciting too. So we do have some pictures of some of the, we're starting with the Parfuma. The first one we have is Earth Angel. So,
and this Earth Angel Parfuma is a continuous bloomer throughout the summer, which is a beautiful peony-size rose.
It doesn't look like a rose. It looks like
it doesn't
peony,
even look like a rose. It's just beautiful.
And the next, and did you order this one?
I did.
You ordered
I
this
ordered
one?
that one off of Heirloom Roses, and we'll talk a little bit about that one. But they had a 25% off sale yesterday, so I ordered 3 different roses. So. Anyway, this Earth Angel Performa is beautiful. This rose is the Summer Romance Performa. This is another continuous blooming rose. That's a beautiful, it's a smaller one than the Earth Angel, but it's still, they indicate this one is one of the best smelling roses that they have.
And this is probably totally open. It's some of the pictures we have where the rose is totally open rather than just a bud. So, and then the next one is a hybrid tea. Now, this is La Perla Eleganza. And the eleganza means hybrid tea, I guess, in Germany. So anyway, this is a beautiful yellow, white to yellow hybrid tea. I love hybrid teas because they're tall and they just kind of,
Beautiful.
take over the garden.
Beautiful in the garden.
Yeah, they are. Then the next one's my favorite. I'm trying to find
the
this
Oh
one.
Happy Day. We were looking at this hybrid tea yesterday, and it changes colors.
Yeah.
With the sun and how much sunlight it gets. So this is just another beautiful one. That is another continuous bloomer one.
Yeah.
That's a very, very pretty one.
Yeah, this would be a wonderful addition to your garden. Excuse me. The next one is the Wedding Bells Eleganza, and it's just looks so creamy and so satiny, the petals. So this would be another wonderful addition. And of course, these are all Cordis roses. Now the Cordis Perfecta. This one's hard to find. I found that this is another hybrid tea that is, I think, maybe one of the first ones that they produced, for the public. But it's a beautiful hybrid tea, and it's probably opens a little different than it does, as
This
it
next
grows.
one is a Arbor Rose Honeymoon Climber. This is one of the best climbers that they sell, and it's another continuous bloom, and it's just another beautiful off-white pink blooming rose that's very, very hardy. I understand, looking at this, it grows quite vigorously, and they're indicating that it'll go over a trellis and nothing flat.
Right,
So
and
it's
just
a beautiful
cover the
rose.
trellis with blooms. Just you probably can't hardly see the leaves.
No.
All you see is blooms. Yeah. And then this one is another climber, Kiss Me Kate. Now, the Rosarian in Conway, she said this just blooms all summer
And I
long.
ordered
It
this one
never
yesterday.
quits.
Yeah, I
You're
ordered
gonna
this
have-
one yesterday.
We'll find
so
out
we'll,
if it
we'll
blooms.
find out. Yeah, yeah.
But it just blooms all summer, and it's
Beautiful.
just a beautiful, beautiful rose. And that's all open, fully open.
This one is a Quicksilver Climber, and the lavender type shade roses are very, very hard to find. And this is a very one that's highly rated, and another one that smells beautiful, and another continuous bloom one. So this little Quicksilver Climber, the beautiful.
And some of these roses, they almost like doubles or triples. There's so many petals. They're just so full. So they're just beautiful roses. Okay, then this one is the Little Sunset. This is a miniature, and I love miniature. I do have about 3 miniature roses that I still grow and a couple climbers, but this is a little miniature, and it just looks so cute with the
Some of the miniature
coloring.
roses that they had, I think they had like
Oh,
4
yeah.
or 5 of them,
Yeah,
but this
there's-
one was the best one that we picked that we loved.
Yeah,
So-
but there's so many out there that you can choose from, just about any color. Now the iceberg, this is a little unusual. An iceberg, I've heard of this rose a long time ago. It's an old rose, and I think it's been on the market, in the States for a long time. And anyway.
What's unique about this one, it's a floribunda, it can be a shrub, a hybrid tea, or a climber. It's a combination rose, which is unique in its
Yeah.
way. I did order this one too, so that there was 3 I ordered. But this is a beautiful combination. What's nice with these roses, especially the climbers, you're able to intermingle your clematis and clematis or
yeah.
clematis. In this, I've got blue clematis that blooms through the summer. That'll be beautiful.
Now, the other type of rose we have is a Milan rose, and that's from France. These were breeders from France back in the 1850s. So this is the Pearl Doro. It's a polyantha that's totally open. And then we have a raspberry cream twirl. It's a climber. And then we have the Princess Charlene de Monaco, and that's a hybrid tea. And then we have the Sweet Mademoiselle hybrid, and that's a hybrid tea. That's a beautiful rose too. So we will take a little break and be back in just a minute and talk more about roses. Are we really 18 minutes? Welcome back. Had a little commercial there, and now we want to continue on with our roses, about where to buy them, and the general rose care. So sometimes these roses are hard to find, and we've been told that they're rather expensive, but when you consider the fact you don't have to spray them, you save all that money, and once you put them in, they're going to be there for a long time. It's really a good investment in your garden, so I wouldn't be concerned too much about the price, but it's just finding some of these roses, since they have to come from Germany and from France. So, and we have found that Chambly's Rose Nursery out of Texas is a good source. They had 63 on their website that we thought were lovely. Heirloom Roses is another one out of Oregon. Now, anything out of Oregon, is probably a good plant for us, because their climate's similar to ours, basically. You wouldn't think so, but it's pretty similar. And Trailar Roses out of Australia is another one. So these are, sold worldwide. But I don't think I'd be ordering too many out of Australia. I think the shipping would be extraordinarily high.
Their catalog is beautiful.
Yeah, but their catalogs, you can see a beautiful
and their
rose.
websites.
Yeah. And Star Roses and Plants out of Pennsylvania. And I think Jackson Perkins carries a few too.
A few. I think the main thing about these nurseries is all of the ones that we did our research on, you were able to go out to their websites, and I know Heirloom Roses has a beautiful catalog that you're able to get, but you're able to do your search of the breeders and be sure and search for the Cortis roses based on the breeder, and then the Milan roses based on the breeder. And then once you do that search, then you can go into the climbers, your hybrid tea, your continuous bloom type, and the different colors. So their search engines are on these different websites.
They'll eliminate the things you don't need to look at or you're not interested in.
But then you can get distracted once you see the different colors quite easily.
Yeah. Plan on a long night
looking
at
at
these
the different
websites,
roses.
And
Jerry and I had fun looking at them yesterday.
We did. And then watch for the care of your roses. Just watch for aphids. You're going to have aphids sometimes, and I just spray them with a hose and knock them down, and they don't usually come back. Maybe a day or two you have to do that.
Right.
And then deadhead, have to deadhead to encourage more blooms.
Right.
All the roses are like that. And so you want to cut the bloom at the four leaf down.
4 leaf down, yeah.
Yeah, go down four.
In order to get
stem
the
4 leaf
rebloom.
down, and you'll have a new rose coming up. So, and they're heavy feeders. You have to fertilize, and there is a recipe for rose food on our website, bellavistagardenclub.com, and it's a wonderful fertilizer. It takes a little time to gather all the ingredients and mix it, but it'll last for a long time, and it's really a great fertilizer.
Right.
And so, but be sure when you fertilize that they're not dry. I mean, you want to water a little bit so the roots are moist, and that when you put the fertilizer on, it doesn't burn the roots. So,
When you water, make sure when you water, don't water too much from the top. Water
Yeah.
from the root down,
Yeah.
and that's key.
They
'cause
do much better with like a drip irrigation.
They do.
Than overhead water. So.
The only thing we hate about roses is the Japanese beetles, and the Japanese beetles are coming in here in June. But the main thing with the Japanese beetles is you either can pick them off, or you can get your grub control out there early.
Yeah.
One thing I was looking at for Japanese beetle control was if you put fruit cocktail out and let it ferment for in a can for a week and put it kind of outside of your area, those Japanese beetles
That's
will
what they'll
go to
go.
the fruit cocktail.
So it's like a
Yep.
trap.
It's a trap for them.
Yeah.
So they say to put it in a 5-gallon bucket with water in the bottom and put your fruit cocktail up at the top, and the Japanese beetles will go toward that fruit cocktail.
Right.
So
and then the downside of that is that it does attract Japanese beetles.
yes,
So
it does. But
you might have a little more than you had.
But if you put
originally,
them off to the side of the garden.
but put them. Maybe your neighbor could have one.
Yes, your neighbor. Send them to the
Stop
neighbors.
your neighbor
yes.
into having one
Yes.
of those. So, anyway, but it's just so nice to think that we can have our roses back and not have to spray, because Northwest Arkansas is just this, it's just a breeding ground for black spot
Yes, it is.
and fungus. So.
And with the hybrid or what they've done in order to
Yeah.
for us not to have to spray them.
Yeah,
And the rose grower that we had met in Little Rock, she had a beautiful garden of roses that she showed us. She planted those roses, and she said she didn't do a thing except fertilized them.
And deadhead.
Went in the very beginning in the spring, and once they bloomed, kind of throughout the summer. But she didn't have to worry about them at all.
And she
These Cortis
shows-
and Milan roses were beautiful in her garden.
Yeah. And we're going to be adding a lot of this information to our website, bellavistagardenclub.com, so you'll have some of this information too. So.
Yep.
But anyway, we'll have to next year we'll hopefully have some roses to show you from our garden.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, June is also there's a lot of things to do in June. It's a transition month between spring and summer. And hopefully by June you have all your plants planted, your perennials divided, and then everything mulched to retain your water. Well, of course, we've had a lot of water lately, a lot of rain, but the drought's probably going to come
Hopefully
sometime
not.
this summer.
Hopefully not. The main thing is the annuals. The main thing is it's kind of coming up to the last chance to plant your annuals. But make sure in order to get the continual blooms on your annuals, make sure that you deadhead them.
Yeah.
One thing about the annuals, I fertilize mine at least once a week, if not every other week. Make sure you fertilize your annuals in order to continue to
Yeah.
keep your blooms.
And then herbs, planting, you should be finished planting by now. You got to pinch back anything that's going to bloom, so you prevent the seeding. And then June and July is best to harvest your garlic that you planted last October. And when the leaves die back, that's when you harvest your garlic. And then I usually just pull them out and I put them in the garage on some newspaper for a week or so, let them dry a little bit. So.
Yeah, we still have time in order to plant some bulbs. The spider lily and the naked lady bulbs can be planted for your fall bloom. Just be sure and remove any of the foliage for the spring blooms, like your daffodils. They can be cut
Yeah,
back.
by now they're past the 6 weeks.
They're
to
past
feed
the
'em,
6
yeah.
weeks, so you can remove the foliage off of those for next year.
Yeah, and the daylilies should be blooming soon. Mine are in bud, and
Yeah.
you just want to deadhead them as the
Yeah,
blooms
my
fade.
Stelladora are up,
Oh, yeah,
beautiful,
the Stellas
and
are
my
beautiful.
rebloomers are up, and the other ones have buds on them. So.
And then your mums, you want to just pinch back those buds until July 15th, so you have a nice flush in the fall.
Yep.
So.
Another thing I do with my perennials this time of year is the sedum. Cut them back just a little bit because they're going to get heavy. So the taller sedum, you can cut them back also.
Yeah.
So they don't get heavy and fall
And
apart.
they'll still bloom, but
Yep.
just a little later, yeah. And then grass, Bermuda, you want to fertilize every 30 to 45 days. And you want to mow it to a height of 1.5 to 2 inches. So.
And with this rain, the grass is
It's
growing, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. And then fescue likes to be about 2.5 to 3 inches. That shade really helps. And they need at least 1 inch of water a week.
Yep.
Just like your roses need 1 inch of water a week.
Yep.
So.
The trees and shrubs, make sure that the dead limbs, if the wind hasn't already taken them down. I came back from out of town this last week, and I've got dead limbs kind of all over the place. So the dead limbs, kind of watch for those, and then any tiny limbs that are coming up from the bottom, try to get rid of those. On any newly planted trees and shrubs, we should water those in deeply. Leave a few inches between the trunk and avoid promoting rot and disease. Make sure you don't put mulch right up to, you know, don't pile your mulch around those trees. It's not
shrubs,
good for
like
or
your butterfly bush is terrible. If you put it right up to the butterfly bush, it'll.
Well, my butterfly bush didn't make it this year.
Oh, didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
my butterfly bush didn't make it.
Well, and then vegetables, we have to just monitor the water and feeding for vegetables. Or you should have your garden fully in and be starting to get, you know. I think the Helping Hands garden. Pantry garden has already collected about 50 pounds of vegetables so far.
Yeah.
So they're producing.
It is producing.
And don't forget to enjoy your garden. You're going to just sit and enjoy it and watch the birds and whatever. But I do want to say this northwest Arkansas area has just been decimated with tornadoes. So if you have a garden that's been just totally destroyed, you know, you may have to just start over. A lot of the big trees have come down all over the area, and it's just really sad to see all the devastation. But you know, the gardens will be back, and we'll start over if we have to, and just pick up the pieces and go from there. So it's just been a real devastating week or so. So our sympathies go out to all those gardeners that lost the big trees and their plants. So.
A lot of tree damage.
Yeah. So if you have any other questions about gardening in June, at the Master Gardener website, that's bentoncountymastergardeners.com/home. That is a great source of information. There's just loads of information there. And they meet every first Tuesday of the month. And this coming week, or in June, is a picnic. So they'll start their meetings again in July. And they meet at the lodge at the Bentonville Church of Christ on Northwest 8th Street. And the social time is 5:30, and the meeting starts at 6, and then the programs start usually about 6. So everyone's welcome to go and see the programs and learn about gardening.
Yep.
So.
And the Bella Vista Garden Club won't meet again until September, and as things approach closer to September, we'll be talking a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we'll have more information about the programs and information like that. So we just take this summer off and, you know, tend our gardens basically after our plant sale. It takes a lot of work for our plant sale. Then we have some things coming up in the fall. We've got the card party coming up, and so we'll be working on projects, but we just don't have meetings in June, July, August. So, but September is usually our scholarship meeting, where we have scholarships that we give out to the U of A students in horticulture, and that's always exciting to hear about these young students, and that's our future of gardening is these horticulture students.
Proceeds from our plant sales and our card parties
just really
go to the scholarship funds.
Yeah. So the more we can give, the better we are.
Yep.
So that's why I love to dig in the dirt. It's for the scholarships. So, and the Master Gardeners are also giving away scholarships now too. So they've got a good scholarship program. So anyway, I want to thank you, Ginny, for joining me and sharing all this information on roses. And we both learned so much. That's the thing is when you do the show, sometimes you learn things you don't. And gardening is about learning. We learn something every day. Every day there's something new or something to learn. And everyone has a different philosophy and different techniques, and so it makes it diverse. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the show, and tune in next week. And until then, don't forget to smile and smell the roses.
Thank you.
Thank you.